Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Hello, everyone. It's about that time. It's coffee chat time.
Coffee chat.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know what we do on the second Thursday of the month? We have coffee chat with Carol and Deborah. So we are super excited to be here again today. Absolutely. Hi, Jocelyn. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, Dan. We're glad you decided to join us today. Thank you also very much for always supporting, for commenting, liking, and sharing. We appreciate everything that you do. You know, this year it is all about blueprint for success. And this month we're talking about a blueprint for ethical living. Everybody should want to live an ethical life. You know, it takes years to establish a good reputation and keep it. There will be mountains and barriers to overcome, as well as setbacks and set-ups. Sometimes we even, feel like we're taking 3 steps forward, but then we take 4 steps back, But wrong decisions can unravel all of your hard work in just seconds. Missteps include, but are not limited to, acting unprofessionally, committing criminal acts. Your past mistakes can always come back to haunt you, but a solid reputation can implode suddenly. You can have that good reputation, but like I said, in 1 second, it can be gone. So you need to start building the foundation for your best life with a solid reputation, but you want to strive to do what? Maintain it. You don't want to lose it. Right, Carol?
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right that there are things that will just affect our lives and missteps. And we have to be conscious of that as well, so that, when those things happen, sometimes we're going to have some missteps. But we have to make sure that we know how to get back on track and make sure that we do everything we can to prevent that. But Deborah, in your book, this wonderful book, I always just love just look at mine all the time. This wonderful book, you've discussed 7 reputation breakers, right?
All right.
And so we have selected tonight, this afternoon, we selected one to discuss today. And that one is in the book, and it is on unreliability. And we will discuss how it is a reputation breaker when you're unreliable. that is a reputation breaker. Those are some things that we have to make sure that we're building our reputation. And so like tonight, we're going to just be looking at unreliability, one of those that will certainly break your reputation or be a reputation breaker. And so tell us, Deborah, how to turn some of these things around.
Well, I want to start out with, saying that you don't want to be unreliable. That's not a good thing. That is really a bad thing. And sometimes you just run into people and they feel like, it seems like they just don't care. They just do whatever. I don't know if they don't take the time to realize, I'm doing this and it's going to impact how people see me. But, the character traits of individuals can make or break their reputation.
Right.
I'm going to say that again. Your character traits, your kindness, empathy, trustworthiness, all those type things, they can make or break your reputation. It's how you interact with others with those character traits. Now, there are many tools that will assist you in living a life that is pleasing to God and show others, who you are, that you are a good person. But if no one taught you basic principles, Bible knowledge, and how to live right while you are young, as you get older, don't see other people doing things and they're doing it differently than you are. And you just like, well, this is just the way I was raised. So this is how I have to act. It's just like receiving your salvation. When you're young, you're one way, but as you get older and you learn, even if your parents don't teach you, you see how others interact and you hear people talking so you can learn. So just think about it. If you've never been taught anything, you can always read your Bible. Basic information before leaving Earth. It's going to teach you some stuff. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Books will always help you, show you how to be kind to others, how to do for others. Watching other people, if you're always late, you're always the last one to get somewhere. Everybody's always there in place. You come in late, you're stumbling, making noise. You got to get your coffee down, and like you seen the commercial with the man trying to give a presentation. The man over there trying to eat the potato chips. If he hadn't been on time and ate his breakfast, he wouldn't be in there making all that noise with the chips. So, you just being unreliable. So you see you're the only one doing that. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to be better? I would think so. Now, you will know that your reputation is decreasing under different circumstances. So I'm going to give you some of those. So if you have a business and you notice all of a sudden, every time you turn around, there are bad reviews about your business, about you. Your restaurant used to have people all around the block trying to get in. Now you don't see maybe one person at the window. Something's wrong. The word has got out about your reputation. You unreliable doing something. Is it customer service? Is it your food, the taste of your food, your cleanliness? Something's wrong. 2, people see you and avoid you. Hey, sis, how you doing? Oh, okay. I'll see you later, Deborah. Every time I see her, she got the run. I thought me and her were close. She don't want to talk to me. No, she ain't got time for my foolishness. People want to avoid you because they got a reputation they want to uphold. They ain't got time for you. 3, you are the topic of many break room conversations. You can walk in the break room and get quiet. What was they talking about up in here? Something you've been doing wrong and they talking about you. You taking all the paper clips home?
Not the paper clips.
Oh, what have you been doing? Okay. Every time you turn around, you're in school. Every time you turn around, either the dean calling you, the counselor calling you to their office. They don't call you in there for nothing good. They just put it out there. You're on the president's list. You've been doing something wrong. Your reputation is on the line.
Right, right.
And this is my pet peeve right here.
Uh-huh.
You get caught lying. Every time somebody turn around, you tell a lie.
Ooh.
That is a reputation downer. Those are things that will break it, break it, break it. So being unreliable. I'm going to be the bad guy. I'm going to be unreliable. So one of many reputation breakers, as Carol mentioned earlier, is unreliability.
Mm-hmm.
And you may be saying, well, I think I'm a good person. I think I follow the golden rules. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But Deacon Holmes, let me tell you. One, if you are known for not telling the truth, like I just said, you are unreliable.
Mm-hmm.
So if every time you turn around, somebody catching you in a lie, you got to try to turn your words around and flip them around. You can't remember what you told them. God, let me see now. What did I tell them? Did I tell them I went to the movies, or what did I? Because if you tell the truth, you won't have to try to remember. You can just tell it every time. But because you didn't tell the truth, now here you go. You got to try to remember what you told somebody. You unreliable. That's why people run and try to avoid you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Two, if you make promises and you never keep them. I don't know if you have a flashback sometime. Maybe you were a child, your parents were separated or whatever. Your dad promised he's going to come and take you somewhere. And you sit there all day waiting. He never shows up. You know how that made you feel? Well, that's how people still feel when you tell them, oh, yeah, we're going to lunch Friday, girl. I'm going to call you about 30 minutes before I'm on my way. And they sit and they wait. They won't go anywhere else. Well, girl, I'm going to the mall. You want to go? Oh, no. I'm waiting on my friend. And your friend never show up. You are unreliable. You're breaking promises. You are unreliable. I'm here to tell you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maria, again, is that late thing. If you're always late, you're late to the doctor's appointment. You're late to school. You're late to work. You're late to church. Church started at 9. You get there 9:45.
Mm-hmm.
Bring your kids. Kids tell me, I'm hungry. We had breakfast from 8:45 to 9. You're unreliable. You're unreliable.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Again, them promises. If you're breaking promises, I ain't gonna stay there, but if you're breaking promises, you're unreliable. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are unreliable.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a job, you're at school, you like to do hobbies. If you're not completing projects, if you start a jigsaw puzzle, you don't finish it, it stay and start collecting dust. It's been sitting there 6 months, you still haven't touched it to put another piece on it. You have chores you don't do. You're unreliable. Why am I going to trust you to help me plan something for church when you told me that you had this big project, you were going to redo your closets, and you didn't start it yet? You bought the stuff to make the organizers in the closet, and that was 6 months ago. You haven't started. You don't want to be on a project with me? No. Why? Because you're unreliable. You're unreliable. Who out there is unreliable? If you don't want to be unreliable, put it in the chat. I don't want to be unreliable. Agnes, I know you don't want to be unreliable, so put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Unreliable. I'm not going to be unreliable. I'll give you a couple more. Okay, if you miss appointments, meetings, etc., especially you got a doctor's appointment, you're supposed to be there at 8 o'clock. Your appointment's at 8. They tell you to be there 15 minutes early. You get there 8:30. Guess what? You're late. You're gonna make the doctor be behind. Everybody come to have appointments after you, they're gonna be mad because they're gonna be sitting there. Well, where the doctor? I've been sitting here. Well, they don't know that this person that was supposed to have been there at 7:45 didn't get there at 8:30, and they're making the whole day off. You're unreliable. Don't like it. Don't like it, because I hate to be sitting in the doctor's office like this. Because I've already got there 30 minutes early.
Right.
Hour. Been sitting in the parking lot. And now I got to sit there and wait because you didn't get to your appointment on time. Unreliable. Thank you, Jocelyn. Jocelyn says she's not going to be unreliable. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Maria. Maria said we are on point. And the last one I'm going to give you, if you're inconsistent.
Ooh.
Carol, you know what, Carol?
What?
You know what, Carol? You a prayer warrior. Let's start praying every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What time we go pray? What time we go pray? 7. Okay. I'm going to call you every morning. First morning, I call at 7. Next morning, I call at 7:05. Next morning, I call at 7:30. By Thursday, I ain't called. I'm not reliable. I'm not consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Consistency.
unreliable.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be consistent with some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now who wants to start something with you? So, I said, we're going to pray. I'm not consistent. So she like, you know what? I'm not going to even say anything to her. She knows she's not calling me. So then next couple of months, hey, Carol, let's start walking, Carol. What time you going to start walking? Well, I think I got something to do during that time. I can't walk with you because she know I'm not going to be consistent. She's not going to be fooled up with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing like getting a bad name or a bad reputation. Remember, it takes 1 second to ruin a good reputation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's not good to be unreliable. All right, Agnes. Agnes says she's not unreliable either. That's what I'm talking about. Really not unreliable. I don't see nothing from Dan. Deacon Holmes. I don't know about y'all now. Y'all All right, I'm going to stop being silly. All right. But y'all remember, like I said, it only takes 1 second to ruin your good reputation.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to be that way. And on Build Your Best Life, we want to tell you how you can be better. So Carol going to set y'all straight now. Carol going to get y'all straight.
So we want that big mark of unreliability off our heads, right? And so you're absolutely right. So many of these, when you talk about that consistency, and nobody can depend on you, and when I think I wrote down here that your reputation goes before you, and so if you got that big mark of unreliability on your head, that's how people are going to get to know. Gonna get to say, "Oh, I want her on my team." No, girl, she ain't gonna show up. And one of the other ones, like you said, that lateness, when you are late all the time, you just tell that other person, child, you're not that important to me. It's all about me. So those are good, Deborah, but I want us to be able to remove that big mark of unreliability off our heads, because when you think about our reputation, sometimes our reputation can quickly become all talk. But we don't want it to be all talk. We want the reliability we want to make sure that it's not all talk and we become reliable, because when you're reliable, it can be measured, and it's measured by your actions. So your actions will tell people if you're reliable or not. So I wrote this. I said, your actions plus what people say about you actually becomes your reputation. So it's your responsibility. Your actions plus what others say about you equals your reputation. But we want to be able to build a reputation for reliability. That is crucial. And you've been talking about blueprint for success, Deborah. And so we want to make sure that we are putting out we have a good reputation, because ultimately we want to have a blueprint that is showing that we're successful, but also we can be trusted and our words will mean something. So I'm going to get into some of these. So rather, you say in your book, I love this, Deborah, you say, rather than bulldozing your reputation, we want to look at some things we can do to be that are reputation builders. And there's 7 of those. So I'm going to hit all 7 of those. The first one just counteracts what you talked about, the person who was lying all the time. If you want to build a good reputation and build a reputation that you are reliable, tell the truth. Because one lie, like you were saying, one lie is all it takes for someone to lose their faith in you. And then, like you were saying, if you tell one lie, every lie you got to tell another lie to get out the other lie that they just told. So it doesn't do anything, become a snowball effect. So tell the truth, because no lie, not any lie, whether we label it black lie, white lie, any of those lies, that we just have to tell the truth. And in Proverbs 12:22, it says the Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in people who are trustworthy. So when we tell the truth, that means that we are trustworthy. And so we are building a reputation that's reliable. Number one, tell the truth. Number two, be a go-getter. Don't be lazy. And I said, it's better to under promise and overperform than to say you're going to do something and don't do it. So if you're going somewhere, listen, if you're going somewhere trying to be somebody, watch those who are ahead of you where you are trying to get to. That's in your book. Watch the people that are go-getters. If you want to be a go-getter, you want to be successful, and you see somebody being successful, they're go-getters, they're going to get up and get it done. Watch those people and start mimicking some of those things that they're doing, because that's the best way. So sometimes others can see your potential, and your life is always on display, because consistency is a reputation building. You talked about that. So just make sure that you know that somebody is always watching you. And that's what I say. Your life, what you do, your reputation, what you say is always on display. So be consistent. 3, this is so good, Deborah. Listen to authoritative figures that got experience. You want to be listening to those people who have done that, who got experience, who've encountered some things in life that you might not have done. So you want to make sure you're listening to them. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes we tend not to want to ask for help. And it doesn't mean that we think we're smarter or whatever, but somewhere in this world and society has made us think that if we ask for help, it makes us look like, we're I don't know, not even smarter than the other person. But if you need help, our coach tells us that all the time. Somebody's assigned to help you, but you got to be willing to remove that barrier, so you can be able to ask people for help, and don't be hesitant. And then avoid critical mistakes. To avoid critical mistakes, you can potentially avoid by listening to wisdom of others, your teachers, your professors, mentors, coaches, pastors, and even older people. They may look old and they may act old, but they got some experience that you can share, or they can share with you. So don't throw the old people out. Make sure you listen to them, and don't take everything. So don't take constructive criticism the wrong way, because sometimes we don't want to be criticized. We think the favorite word is, you just putting me down. No, many times we all need some constructive criticism, because we, like to say, sometimes people can see things in you that you have great potential, but sometimes they can see things in you that if you just listen and go back and see what they're saying, you might be able to avoid a whole lot of mistakes that you don't have to make. Number 4, honesty is always still the best policy. And so in a blueprint for success, that's another reputation builder. If people can't trust you, that's a poor reputation, because nobody wants to be around anybody they can't trust. And like you say, Deborah, I don't want to go somewhere and Deborah in the car with me and I got to hide my wallet, because I don't know if Deborah going to take my wallet out or not. So you have to be honest with people. So being honest is very important. It's part of our credibility, and it leads to, listen, when we're honest, I think you talk about it in the book, Oh, Honest Abe, So we have to know how important it is to have a reputation that says I'm honest, I'm fair, I'm going to be straightforward, but I also know that I need to be a person that can be trusted, and not only with material things, but also being able to be trusted with your words, with saying you're going to do something. That's all part of being honest. So be honest also with yourself, but be honest with others, and just do the right thing, even if you're the only one aware of doing the right thing. That's part of integrity. You're going to do the right thing whether somebody's looking at you or not, but do the right thing. Be honest with yourself, and be honest with others. Great reputation builder. Then number 5, efficient time management and organizational. Use your time wisely, because sometimes, we think if I just had more time, but everybody get the same amount of time when we get up every day. Everybody got 24 hours. It depends on how we manage the time, how we use the time, how we organize our lives in order to be able to do the things that we want to do. So you prove your dependability when you are able to be when you are really able to plan your day, plan your time. You talk about that all the time in the book, Deborah, about setting those goals, the SMART goals. And so every day, I need a written calendar. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't do well with the electronic stuff. But whatever helps you become more organized and keep you on time, you have to put that down. You have to write it down and know at the beginning of the day what you're supposed to do. Look at what you've done and accomplished. And at the end of the day, you need to know what you're going to have to do tomorrow. So that's part of that organizational thing. And if you're in school, your grades also is a way that you need to know if you need to put more time into studying, or if you are showing up and not having homework. That's not being dependable. And so you have to make sure that your grades are something that helps you reflect on what kind of commitment you made. And if your grade is failing and you're not meeting deadlines, you need to go back and begin to look at how you are managing your time, because everybody get the same amount of time, and not look for those excuses to make sure, when it's time to show up or time to turn in assignments, we can't come up with these little excuses. The dog ate it, or my baby sister kept it under the bed. You have to be dependable. And part of being dependable, part of using your time efficiently, is ordering and planning your day, because everyone has 24 hours. Number 6, listen without speaking or reacting. Well, I said God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, and on purpose. And so sometimes when we listen without speaking, that means sometimes we're listening. And you ever been around those people, Deborah, that they just blurt out anything, just whatever comes out. And so that simply means that they're not paying attention. You're not listening. You're hearing, but you're really not listening. You're not really engaging with that person one-on-one. I know one thing I hate to do is supposed to be talking to one person at church, and my mind over here and over there and trying to see if I get to this next person. That's so unfair to that person that's standing there talking to me. So we need to make sure that we are listening, because that's a part of our building a better reputation. President Obama said this: don't say the first thing that pops in your head. Have a bit of a self-edit function. That's good advice for life. Self-edit. Before it comes out, you need to think about it. My favorite word, Deborah, is sift it before you speak it out. Sift your words before you speak out those words, because those words are out there. You can't take it back. So
so you can't pull them back.
Pull them back. Think before you speak, and do not say. Here's another one when it comes to listening and speaking and reacting to. Sometimes we get caught up with saying yes to everything, and sometimes we need to say no. So we have to get in a place where even when you're listening without speaking, or you're reacting to something because you think somebody else wants you to say yes to something, but you have to make sure that all of your yeses are everything that you know you can do. And if you didn't hear it, the Bible saying all thy getting, get you an understanding. So you don't just respond. Last one is word. The word, your word is bond. I said, like you said, Deborah, that unreliability is on the top of our heads when we're unreliable. We can have a mark of reliability, but our words are so important. It's kind of like our words become our bond, but it also can become your brand because that's how you're going to be known by how you keep your word. And that is a foundation of our character. When we can keep our word, that's another character building situation that goes back to lying, but your words are so important. So when there's someone you can count on, your words mean I can count on you. You say, Deborah, we're going to meet and pray. Now I say yes at 7:00. I need to be ready because if not, that means that I'm unreliable and nobody can count on me. So I always show others that they can count on you and they can count on you through the words that you speak out. The word, those yeses. That's what I'm saying about those yeses. Don't say, Deborah, if I can't be there at 7, I need to tell you, girl, I ain't gonna be able to make that. I can't make it. So we need to make sure that we are spending that time with our words because it creates lasting bonds, but it also creates a sound reputation. See, the world is still very different today. And I know sometimes it's really hard for us to think about how important it is because the world will make us think, oh, I can just say that and I don't have to keep my word. But in the Bible, a long time ago, they didn't have no written contracts. They had that word. And that's how we have to be. Our words got to be that important that it's like a contract written. If it ain't written on a piece of paper, it'll be written in your heart that you want to make sure that you are keeping your word. And also that others can count on you. And once you give your words, that should be something that you say that is your bond. So 7 reputation builders. We don't have to walk around, and I hope we've got a lot of people in the chat that says, I know I got a good reputation. My reputation, all those things, all 7 of those, Carol, I'm doing those and more because our reputation is so important. It goes before us, and we want to have a reputation that says, I am reliable. I don't want to be unreliable because I know that when I stand up and my names, when Deborah's name come up, I know her name. She wants her name to be a name that says she's reliable and not unreliable. Carol wants that same thing. So those are the 7, Deborah.
Awesome. Whew. Oh, all right. Y'all need to put it in the chat. How did that make you feel? Are you reliable or unreliable? These are some good things. But I just believe that when we're talking about we want to be successful, that involves other people because we're asking other people to support us.
Right.
But if we want somebody to support us, we should want to be reliable, have good character traits, be kind, treat others like we want to be treated, be reliable for them, we getting ready to vote here soon. And it's like, you want to be able to vote for someone that's reliable, that you can count on, you trust what they say. If they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. Oh, help us. But, so I just think that this was a great topic. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. So, Carol, you tell them, talk about words or whatever. I know you got something to tell them about them words.
Plenty. Like I said, our words absolutely builds our future. It's part of our destiny. Those things that you speak out of your mouth, those are the things that you have to be careful about. I think the Bible talks about how every careless word, unwholesome word that we speak out of our mouth, we have to give an account for it. We have to give an account for that. But guess what? When we speak words out that's loose and unwholesome and death, instead of life, sometimes we speak those things to ourselves. But we want to make sure we're speaking first life to ourselves, putting things out there. We talk about affirmation, putting things out there that we know that's going to lead to a success. If we always say what we can't do, that ain't gonna happen to me. That's putting those dead words out there. And what you put in the atmosphere can happen. And my favorite quote is on my book, what you articulate, you do activate in your life. And if you don't want to activate those things in your life, that's not going to lead to a successful life. That's not going to lead to the destiny that because God has a plan for all of us. And so when we start speaking negative words against what his words are, then we're setting ourselves up for failure. So that's my book, Watch Your Words. And you can find my book, or you can get my book, a copy of my book. I don't know what this is doing, on for Cash App, $ Carol Crockett. Or you can Zelle me at 469-682-4857, and the same thing for PayPal. So you can get that book anytime you choose to get a copy. Then I have a copy for you, and I'd be happy to mail it and autograph it for you as well. Okay.
Awesome. And it is a great book. So if you don't have a copy, you need to get your copy.
Get a copy.
All right. So please join us this Saturday. Guess what? It is time for Chucks for Pearls and Girls.
Jackson.
We got a great topic for you. Spring into. Anytime you spring, you don't spring backwards. You would do what? You spring forward. So we got awesome words for you on this Saturday. That's Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you got your pearls, Anita Cummings, Anastasia Smith, Miss Carol Crockett, and myself. So we are ready. So please join us. Don't forget to visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org, to check out the blog that comes out each Monday, my calendar of events, and all the services that I offer. And, this year, you're talking about those blueprints, but we're also declaring Jeremiah 29:11 over your lives. And God knows the plans that he has for you, and he wants you to do what? Who can put it in the chat for me? He wants you to have what? We've been talking about it. Prosperity. He wants you to have prosperity, and he also wants you to have the future that you hope for. So please design your blueprints based on the plans that God has for you. Make sure that you follow them and build your best life. Thank you, Carol. Carol's talking about that prosperity. Thank you. And also, please remember that building your best life is our business. That's not just a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in today. We'll see you Saturday, and then next month for Coffee Chat. See you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.